First of all, we started recruiting Jahan 3 years ago, and we were recruiting him pretty aggressively. Offered him early on off his tape from his sophomore year, and we felt like he was a really good player that we were really confident that would end up having a bright future. But over the past few months, some things changed. We started getting some early commitments from some wide receivers, kind of filled our need, and obviously you never know that number as far as how many you're really going to need at the end. And Jahan faced some decisions early on that he had to make. But throughout his senior year, he actually moved back to Nazareth Area High School. We continued to keep in communication with him, continue to evaluate his senior year tape. His senior year tape was just on par with just his junior and sophomore year, which were phenomenal. So he's played at a very, very high level for all of his high school career. And so, I've been going there for the past three or 4 weeks, consistently checking in with him, having dialogue with him, and recruiting him, and just telling him that this is the place he needed to be. His parents were all on board; they were in full support, as well as I give a lot of credit to his athletic director and his administrative assistant. They played a huge part in his recruiting process as well, constantly reaching out to us, keeping us informed of how he's doing. Athletically as well as academically. So we're excited to welcome him into the family. We think he's a huge addition, and we're really excited for the future of him. Well, the earlier sign-up period forced a lot of kids to make their decisions earlier. So I think it's going to be a challenge. Fortunate for us, we were able to sign all of our commitments early, so we don't have to go through the mess of trying to hold on to them until February. I think now the challenge is going to be for a lot of colleges going out there evaluating who didn't sign this early sign-up period. To be able to continue to recruit the prospects that are left over. So I think it's going to take a lot of juggling on all ends of recruiting departments and operation departments to figure out who are the guys left there on the market. Because technically, with guys having signed NLIs, you can't contact those kids anymore. So I think there's a gray area as far as how the NCAA kind of approached the early sign-up period, but it kind of makes a lot of work on the back end for a lot of staffs. Unfortunate for us, we were able to fill a lot of our needs. But still have a few other needs left out there. He never wavered. Justin's an unbelievable kid, comes from an unbelievable family. I remember seeing his tape as a sophomore, and I felt at that time he was the best receiver in the country, regardless of any recruiting rankings or anything. Justin committed 2 years ago before we even won anything. We didn't win a Big Ten championship. We didn't have anything to show for the progress we were making other than having some really good teams that were competitive. He had a lot of faith in us in times when, media or whatever necessarily kind of questioned some of the things that we were doing. So our relationship has grown through it all. We've been through the ups and downs of the seasons. I love him just like a son. His family's very close to me. We got a great relationship, and I'm excited. I really, obviously, everyone sees the talent level that he has. He's a phenomenal player. God only blesses so many guys his size with the speed and ball skills that he has. But I'm more excited about the person he is. Comes from a great family. Mom and dad are very supportive, so I really believe he's going to be able to blossom here at Penn State in the future. We addressed all our needs. Obviously, we signed a quarterback, which was a very important position for us. We always want to sign a quarterback every year. We were fortunate enough to get what we believe the top running back in the country. A guy that's very versatile, a guy that's dual, that can run the ball, that can catch the ball out of the backfield. You look at our receiving corps. We signed 3 very talented receivers. All 3 are a little bit different, but they bring a different skill set to the room, which we're really excited about. And then what we arguably feel is the best tight end combination in the country as well, with 2 talented tight ends. They're completely different, but both have a unique skill set that are going to be able to help contribute to Penn State. And then when you look at the offensive line and up front, we addressed our need up front with signing 3 offensive linemen. We've still got another need for an offensive tackle out there, so we're still going to be aggressively recruiting the offensive line position. But we feel overall, from an offensive standpoint, we loaded up on skill players, we loaded up on playmakers, and the big guys up front to be able to allow us to distribute the ball to those guys. Will's a great young man. He's so mature beyond his ages. When you talk to him, you're amazed every conversation you have with him. But it says a lot about Will. He's a phenomenal quarterback. He's very talented. He's a kid that went out throughout the summer on the summer camp circuit, and every place he went, he got an offer. He even picked up an offer down at Florida State, which says something. This kid doesn't. He's not scared to compete. Some people will question where he plays football at or the level of competition, but he's a competitor. He came to camp. He worked out for us, threw really well, ran really well. He's the complete package for us. So we're really excited to have him behind the center leading our offense for the future.